What histories still haunt Atlanta from its complex past? Whose stories are told and retold, and whose are forgotten or misremembered? We try to answer these questions in relation to Stone Mountain, where the past truly does come back to haunt us.
Stone Mountain Park was established as a memorial site to preserve and present the history of the Confederate South in a non-biased way, at a beautiful natural site in proximity to the city of Atlanta. The memorial was never intended to praise the rebellious nature of the Confederacy, but rather to have a physical site where its story could be retold.
However, with a subject as controversial as the Confederate States of America, issues have arose over the years to mar the historical site, especially after the state of Georgia purchased the park in 1958 and finished the carving of the Confederacy's leaders. Just 2 years before, in 1956, the Georgia state legislature motioned to change the state flag to one that included the Confederate emblem on 2/3 of the banner.
This decision led many to question the state legislature's true motives in taking ownership of the park and reviving the memorial. To understand what this site is really all about, and how its haunting presence has developed over the years, let's begin by evaluating this site as it stands and operates today.
At present, Stone Mountain Park shows little of its complex history. The majority of the site resembles an amusement park, with a petting zoo and dinosaur-themed attractions, as well as snow tube rides for children in the winter. There are a few areas dedicated to the history of the park, and in those, history is presented in an unbiased nature. Historic Square, for instance, depicts the contrast of power between whites and their slaves during the 1800s very clearly.
The reconstructed homes of the white plantation owners are lavish and well-furnished. On the other hand, the homes of the slaves are small and crowded, with holes in the walls and roof that would make living there miserable. Here, the truly haunting aspects of the South's past can be seen clearly.
Yeah, there are holes in the ceiling. This is not a good house.
Still nicer than freshman dorms.
By contrast, Confederate Hall barely covers the more controversial aspects of the United States' history. Contrary to the name, it does not display the history of the Confederacy, but instead focuses on geology, providing a walk-in exhibit about the formation of Stone Mountain itself. However, one of the first things that a visitor will see when they walk out of Confederate Hall is a collection of Confederate flags. Walk slightly up the side of the mountain to the flag monument, and you can see that this collection was donated and sponsored by the Daughters of the Confederacy. This monument is one of the largest sites of conflict in modern-day protests against Confederate remembrance due to the 4 Confederate flags surrounding the modern flag of our Union.
Stone Mountain Park has a truly rooted connection to history because of the accurate replication of the time period. The historical village was assembled in order to show the houses of the time period, and in this village, buildings such as slave cabins, barns, and wealthy white men's houses were represented. While our group was there, it was not hard to feel the history of some of these buildings, and because of the way they were put together, it was easy to imagine a wealthy family sitting around their dining table while being served by the house servants. However, the most haunting part of the park's history is the revival of the Ku Klux Klan, whose members conducted their second founding on the grounds of the park itself.
This, along with the Georgia government's historic endorsement of the park and the support from the Daughters of the Confederacy, combines into a picture of Stone Mountain that paints it as a white supremacist stronghold, irrespective of the reality of the park. This park is haunted by its past despite its focus on educating for the future.
Dixieland. In Dixie's land where I was born in early on one frosty morning. Look away, Dixieland. And I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixie's land I'll take my stand and live and die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Oh, this is married Will Weaver, William also Daisy Seaver. Look away, Dixieland. And